ahead.
My name is William Blankenship. I'm here to do an updated version of the pre-trip inspection for bus drivers. Please remember that cell phone use by bus drivers is prohibited, and no right turn on reds. Because of the bus's slow acceleration, we could possibly be hitting the side, endangering our students, our precious cargo, or someone in our community. Okay, we'll get started. Start by looking at the posture of my bus. She could be leaning left or right. It could mean a broken leaf spring, broken shock, flat or underinflated tire. I'm looking at my two-way radio antenna. It is secure with no damage. I'm looking at my 3 amber clearance lights. They are secure with no damage. I am looking at my big reds and big yellows, part of my 8-way warning system. They are secure with no damage. My bus is properly labeled school bus, and the sticker is secure with no rips or tears. I'm coming down to my front windshield. I see no damage to the windshield. It is secure. I'm looking at my wiper arms. They seem to be secure with no debris. I'm looking at the backs of all 4 mirrors and brackets. They are secure with no damage or debris. I'm looking at my overall hood. I see no damage to the hood. It is secure. I'm looking at my 4 amber turn signals. They are secure with no damage. I am looking at my 2 clear headlight lenses. They are secure with no damage. I'm looking through my grill at the radiator. It is secure with no leaks. Looking at my grill, bolts are in place, and it is secure, no debris. I'm looking at my front bumper. All the bolts are in place. It is secure, no damage. I'm looking at my crossing gate. All the bolts are in place, and it is secure. I'm going to look underneath the bus. I'm making sure that my front axle is secure, and I see no leaks such as oil or antifreeze. Now we'll come over to this side. I'm looking at my step here. It works properly. Bolts are in place. It is secure. My handle, bolts are in place. It is secure with no damage. I'm looking at my amber clearance light. It is secure with no damage. I'm looking at my side mirror bracket. It is secure. Bolts are in place. It has no damage. I'm looking at my flat mirror and my convex mirror. They are secure with no damage. Now I'm looking at my side window. I see no damage to the window. It is secure. And I will check the rubber seal around the side window and front windshield. It is secure with no rips or tears. The bus is properly labeled 936. The numbers it is secure with no rips or tears. Now I'm checking my rubber hood strap. It is secure with no dry rot cracks. Bolts are in place. It is secure. I'm looking at my red turn signal lens. It is secure with no damage. I'm looking at my crossover mirror bracket to make sure the bolts are in place. It is secure, and my crossover mirror is secure with no damage. I'm making sure that my crossing gate opens easily. I'm going to check this crossover mirror bracket. It is secure, bolts are in place, no damage. This crossover mirror is secure with no damage. Now I'll check this red turn signal lens on this side. It is secure with no damage. Check the hood strap on this side. Bolts are in place, it's secure, and the rubber strap has no dry rot or cracks. I'll step right here. I look at my next amber clearance light. It is secure with no damage. This mirror bracket is secure with no damage. I'm checking this flat mirror and convex mirror on this side. They are secure with no damage. I'll check this handle. Bolts are in place, it is secure. I'll check this side window. There's no damage to this side window. The rubber seal around this side window and this half of the windshield is secure with no rips or tears. Once again, I have the numbers 936, and the numbers are secure with no rips or tears. And the step here works properly. Bolts are in place, it is secure. Now it's time to go under the hood.
Go.
As I walk up, the first thing I'm going to check is my wiper arm to make sure the bolt's in place. It is secure with no damage. I'm checking my washer fluid hose. It is secure with no cracks or leaks. I'm checking my wiring. I'm looking for any bare spots or frays. I see none. They are secure. I'm checking all the air lines coming and other lines coming out of my firewall. They are secure with no leaks or cracks. Checking my heater hoses. They are secure with no leaks or cracks. Clamps are in place. They are secure. My transmission fluid and my motor oil, I would check those for proper level. I come over here to my antifreeze reservoir. I'll make sure it's at proper level, it's secure with no leaks, and that the cap is secure. I'm going to check all the hoses coming off the antifreeze reservoir to make sure they're secure with no leaks or cracks and the clamps are in place. I'm checking the wiring coming off the antifreeze reservoir to make sure it's secure with no cracks with no rips or tears or bare spots. I'm checking my power steering fluid reservoir. It is secure with no leaks, and I would take the cap off. It's secure, but I would take it off and check it for proper level. Now I'm going to check all the hoses coming off the power steering fluid reservoir to make sure there's no cracks or leaks, and that all the clamps are in place and it is secure. I will follow this hose down here to my power steering pump. I'm going to make sure it's secure with no leaks and it is gear driven. I have an air compressor right here. It is secure with no leaks, and all the lines coming off the air compressor are secure with no leaks. Now I'm checking my steering shaft going into my steering box. It is secure with no damage and the knuckles are secure. Now I'm checking my frame. My frame is secure. I see no cracks or welds. I'm checking my shock. It is fully extended. Bolts and brackets are in place. It is secure. Looking at my leaf springs, I'm making sure there's none broken or missing. All the U-bolts and hangers for the leaf springs are secure and in place. Now I'm going to check my pitman arm, my drag link, and my tie rod. They are secure with no damage, and the nuts and pins are in place. Now I'm going to check my air line going to my air chamber. My air line is secure with no cracks or leaks. My ABS wiring is secure with no bare spots or frays. Now I'll check my air chamber. It is secure with no damage or leaks. I will check my slack adjuster. There should be no more than 1 inch play in a slack adjuster. The pins are in place. It is secure. Now I'll check the rod between the slack adjuster and air chamber. It is secure. It's not bent or broken. Now I'm going to look at the back of my tire. I'm checking my hub, drum rim, dust cover, and brake lining. I'm checking it for cracks, welds, rust, excessive brake dust, and any signs of grease or oil. Now I'm checking the back side of my tire for any cuts or abrasions. I see none. I will check my tread depth on my front tire. It should be 4/32 with no mismatched tread, no recaps. I'm checking the front side of my tire for any cuts or bruises. I see none. I'm checking my rim for any cracks or welds. It is secure. I'm checking my valve stem for any damage. The cap is on secure, and I would gauge my tire for proper air pressure. I'm checking my lug nuts. They are secure. A shiny spot would indicate a loose lug nut. I'm checking my front oil seal. It is secure with no rips, tears, or leaks. I have a mud flap on this side. It is secure. The bolts are in place. Now there's certain things on that side of the engine that's not on this side, and we'll go over here and name them off.
Go ahead.
Okay, the first thing on this side is your air filter canister. It is secure and there's nothing blocking it. I come over here, I have a large radiator hose. I'm making sure it has no cracks or leaks. Clamps are in place. It is secure. I'm checking my fan shroud. It is secure with no damage. I can see the back side of my radiator. It is secure with no damage or leaks. I'm checking my fan blades. They are secure. There's none broken or missing. Now I will check my serpentine belt. There should be no more than 3/4 inch play in the serpentine belt, and I see no cracks or dry rot. I am now looking at my alternator. It is secure with no damage, and it is belt driven. I'm checking the wiring to the alternator. It is secure with no damage, no bare spots, no frays. I will reach down here now. Right here is your water pump. It is secure with no leaks, and it is also belt driven. Now I'm going to look right back here. I have a filter underneath the bus right here. I am making sure that it is secure with no damage or leaks. As I come over, I have my washer fluid reservoir is properly filled, the cap's secure. The washer fluid reservoir itself is secure with no leaks. The hoses that come off the washer fluid reservoir are secure with no leaks or dry rot. And the wiring coming off the washer fluid reservoir is secure with no bare spots or frays. Right here I have an air boot that goes to my crossing gate. It is secure with no damage or leaks, and the air hose coming off the air boot is secure with no damage. And also on this side I have a tie rod. I would check it to make sure it's secure, and the nuts and pins are in place. It is secure. Now secure the hood. Alright, the hood is secured. Now the first thing I'm doing here is I'm looking down the side of the bus for any apparent damage. Making sure it's labeled properly, Magoffin County Schools 936, and that I have reflective tape all the way down the side of the bus. And the reflective tape, letters and numbers are secure with no rips or tears. I come to my service door. I'm checking all 4 outside windows. They're secure with no damage. Service door itself is secure with no damage, and the rubber seals around all 4 windows and the door are secure with no rips or tears. Now I will step back. I'm looking at my fuel cage. It is secure with no debris, no damage. I'm looking at my tank to make sure it is secure with no leaks. Okay, as I walk up, I'm checking these first 4 windows. They're secure with no damage. Come right here, I have a loading light. It is secure with no damage. I have a door here labeled diesel fuel. The lettering is secure with no rips or tears. I'll open the door, make sure that my cap is secure, and to make sure that I have no leaks on top of my tank. I have an amber reflective sticker here. It is secure with no rips or tears. As I walk down, I come to my next amber clearance light. It is secure with no damage. I have an emergency exit window. It is secure with no damage. It's properly labeled with the instructions posted, and it has reflective tape all the way around it, and the stickers and the tape have no rips or tears. I have another amber reflective sticker here. It is secure with no rips or tears. Now I'm looking at these 3 windows here. They are secure, no damage. I have a compartment here. It's labeled reflective triangles inside. I will open it up to make sure that I have 3 reflective triangles in here, and they are secure. Okay, I come to my back tire area. I'm looking through here. I am going to be looking at my drive line and carrier bearing, that they are secure with no debris wrapped around it. Excuse me. There is a U-bolt around the driveline carrier bearing. It is secure. I'm looking at my exhaust to make sure there's no brown or black spots, which would indicate an exhaust leak, and the hangers holding the exhaust, they are secure. Now I'm going to look at my frame all the way back. I'm looking for any cracks or welds. I see none. From here I can see the rest of my exhaust to the rear. It is secure with no brown or black spots, which would indicate a leak, and the hangers holding the exhaust, they are secure with no damage. Now I'm going to look right here at my airbag. My airbag is fully inflated with no rips or tears, and the brackets and bolts holding the airbags are secure. Now there's some things back here you have to name off. You can't see them. I'm looking at my shock to make sure it's fully extended with no damage, and the bolts and brackets holding the shock are secure. I'm looking at my leaf springs. They are secure with none broken or missing. The U-bolts and brackets holding the leaf springs are secure. Now I'm going to look at my air line. going to my air chamber. It is secure with no leaks or damage. I'm looking at my ABS wiring. It is secure with no bare spots or frays. I'm looking at the air chamber itself. It is secure with no damage or leaks. I'm looking at my slack adjuster. Should have no more than 1 inch play. The pins are in place. It is secure. And the rod between the slack adjuster and air chamber is secure. And so what I'm looking at back here, I have a torsion bar, and I'm going to make sure that it is secure with no damage. Now I'm going to look at the hub drum rim, dust cover, brake lining, and I'm looking for cracks, welds, rust, excessive brake dust, or any signs of grease or oil. I'm going to look at back of both tires to make sure there's no cuts or bruises. I'm checking the tread depth back here. It should be 2/32. I'm checking the space between my bud rims to make sure nothing's lodged between the tires, and it is clear. Now I'll look at the front of both back tires. They are secure, no bumps or bruises. Now I'm looking at my both rims. I see no cracks or welds. I will check both valve stems. They are secure with no damage. The caps are secure, and I would gauge the tires for proper air pressure. Looking at the lug nuts back here, they are secure. If there should be a shiny spot, it would indicate a loose lug nut. My rear oil seal is secure with no leaks or damage. I come to my next emergency exit window. Once again, the window is secure with no damage. It's properly labeled emergency exit. The instructions are posted. It has the reflective tape around it. The reflective tape and stickers are secure with no rips or tears. I'll check my last 3 windows. They are secure with no damage. I'm looking at my red clearance light. It is secure with no damage. I've got a red reflective sticker here. It is secure with no rips or tears. And I'm checking my wraparound bumper for any damage. Bolts are in place. It is secure. Now it's time for the back of the bus. Once again, I'm checking the posture of the bus back here. If it should be leaning left or right, it could be a broken shock, missing or broken leaf spring, a deflated tire, or a deflated airbag. Now I'm looking at my 3 red clearance lights. They are secure with no damage. Once again, I'm looking at my big reds, big yellows, part of my 8-way warning system. They are secure with no damage. My bus is properly labeled school bus. The sticker is secure with no rips or tears. I'm looking at all 4 back windows. I see no damage to the windows. They are secure. I'm looking around the entire back of the bus. I have reflective tape around it. The reflective tape is secure with no rips or tears. My emergency door is properly labeled emergency door. The sticker has no rips or tears. I have another sticker. It says stop when red lights flash. It's a reflective sticker, and it is secure with no damage. I have 2 amber turn signals. They are secure with no damage. I have 4 red brake light lenses. They are secure with no damage. I have 2 clear backup lenses. They are secure with no damage. I have a license plate. It is secure. I have, once again, it's labeled 936. The numbers are secure with no rips or tears. I have 2 red reflective stickers on the back. They are secure with no damage. Now I have a sticker on my back bumper that says we stop at railroad crossings. It is secure with no rips or tears. The back bumper itself, all the bolts are in place. It is secure. And I'm looking to make sure that my tailpipe is not pinched together. Now I will look underneath at my rear axle. I want to make sure it's secure with no leaks. Now we'll walk up and finish the back of the bus here. I'm going to check my rubber seals around all 4 windows. Make sure there's no dry rot cracks or tears. I'm making sure that my license plate light has a cover. I'm going to make sure that my exhaust pipe is sticking 1 inch past the back bumper. Now I'm going to check the operation of my door. I can see the door slide is working properly. Bolts are in place. It is secure. My hinges, all the bolts are in place. They are secure. Once again, my door is labeled emergency door with the instructions posted. They are secure with no rips or tears. I'm checking the windows on the inside of the door, top and bottom, to make sure there's no damage to the windows and they're secure. I'm checking my handle. Bolts are in place. It is secure. The operation of my door handle, bolts are in place, it's secure and works properly. Now I'll check the rubber around the door to make sure there's no cracks or tears in it. And if I should see any black at the bottom of this door, it would indicate a bad seal letting exhaust fumes in. Now there's certain things on this side of the bus that's not on this side of the bus, and we'll go straight to them. First thing we come to is our side emergency door. It is labeled properly emergency door. The seal around this window, no dry rot cracks or tears, and the window itself is secure. I have reflective tape around this door. It is secure with no rips or tears. Now I'll check the operation of this door. I can see this door slide is working properly. Bolts are in place, it is secure. Once again, my window is labeled emergency door with the instructions posted. The stickers are secure with no rips or tears. The window itself is secure with no damage. The rubber seal is secure with no rips or tears. My handle is secure. Bolts are in place. This door handle, all the bolts are in place, it's secure, and it works properly. And I have my hinges, all the bolts are in place, it is secure, and I will check the rubber around the door itself for any dry rot or cracks or tears. Now I'm coming down to my stop sign. I'm looking at the overall sign, I see no damage. It has 6-inch reflective lettering, it says stop. I have 2 red lenses here, they're secure with no damage. Now I'm going to check the sign. It opens and closes easily. I'll check the side of this sign for any apparent damage. I see none. Once again, I've got 6-inch reflective lettering. It says stop. I have got 2 red lenses on this side. They're secure with no damage. Bolts are in place. The wiring to the lights is secure with no rips or tears. My rubber air boot is secure with no cracks or leaks. I have a steel cable here. It is secure with no frays, and the pins are in place, and my bracket for the stop sign is secure. I'll check my outside driver's window. It slides properly, there's no damage to the window, and the rubber seals around these windows are secure with no rips or tears. Now I have a battery compartment. It is labeled battery. The lettering is secure with no rips or tears. I will open it up. What I'm looking for is to make sure all my batteries are secure, not tipped over. I'm checking for any excessive corrosion, and I'm checking the wiring for any bare spots or frays. That's the outside inspection. Now we'll get ready to do the inside. Okay, I'm gonna start my inside inspection. First thing I'm doing is checking my service door. It opens and closes easily. The door rod up here is secure and all the bolts are in place. It has no damage. I will check the inside 4 windows on the service door. They are secure with no damage. And I'll check the rubber around all 4 windows and on the inside of the door to make sure there's no damage, dry rot, cracks, or tears. It is secure. Now I'm looking at my steps to make sure there's nothing loose, anything in the steps for the child to trip over. I have 2 stickers that says watch your step, and there's another sticker here warning the drivers about drawstrings on backpacks and coats, not to get them caught in the door. They are secure with no rips or tears. My rail is secure. All the bolts are in place. My step light has a cover and it is secure. As I walk up, I have a fire extinguisher. It is properly charged. It is secure and the pin's in place. There is a sticker indicating where the fire extinguisher is. It is secure with no rips or tears. I come to my landing area here. I see there's nothing here for the kids to fall or trip over. I'm going to look behind my seat. I have a first aid kit and a body fluid cleanup kit. They're securely in place, and I would check both of those kits to make sure they're properly stocked. Now I'm going to check my driver's seat. It is secure with no damage. I will sit down. I will put my seatbelt on. It is working properly, and the belt is secure with no rips or tears in the seat belt. Now I'll start my bus. Okay, I've had a safe start. I can see that my ABS light was flashing, telling me that my anti-lock brake system is working properly. I'll start up here to my left. I have a defrost fan. I'm making sure that it is secure with no damage. And I will check the wiring on the fan to make sure it's secure with no rips or tears or bare spots. I will check my driver's window operation on the inside. It is working properly with no damage to the window, and the inside rubber seals are secure with no damage. I also have spare fuses, and I have a seatbelt cover. I'll start up here with my two-way radio antenna. Two-way radio. It is secure. It has power. The wiring to the two-way radio and the microphone, they are secure with no bare spots or frays. Now I'm going to come down here to my defrost fans. My left fan here, I will check it on low and high. The other defrost right here, I will check it on low and high. I will come down here to my control panel. I will check my midship heater on low and high. I will check my rear heater on low and high. I have a step well heater. I will check it on low and high. I have a driver's heater. I will check it on low and high. And I have a defrost fan. I will check it on low and high. These buttons here are my mirror adjustments. I know they work properly because I adjusted the mirrors this morning for me. I have a heated mirror button. I will turn it on. There's a red light indicating that the mirrors are getting powered. I have a strobe light button. It is on. Red light indicates it's getting powered. And to check the strobe light, I would raise the rear hatch and look at it. Now I'll check my dome lights. Has a red indicator button indicating they have power. I'll look in my overhead mirror and I can see that my lights are all on and working properly. Okay, I have a big red override. I will turn it on. It has a red light indicating it's getting powered. I will look out my mirror here. I see my stop sign is flashing. I can see my big red lights flashing in my crossover mirrors. My crossing gate is out. I have a red indicator on the dash telling me they're on. And to check the lights in the rear, I would step outside and look at them. While I've got this on, I have a crossing gate cancel button. I will push it and my crossing gate is closing. Okay, I have four-way emergency flashers here. I will turn them on. I can see that there's a red light indicating on the switch they're getting power. I see my front signals flashing in my crossover mirrors. I have an indicator on the dash showing me they're on. And to check the ones in the back, I would get off the bus and go check them. I have a noise suppression button. I will kick on a couple of heaters. There's a red light on that switch telling me that it is getting power, and as you can hear, it has killed the noise from the heaters. Now it's time to check my 8-way warning system. Button's right here. I will push it once. My big yellows are on. I can see them flashing in my crossover mirrors. I have an indicator on the dash telling me that they are on. And to check your big yellows, you would walk through the bus and look out the back door. I will flip my door switch once. Once again, my big reds are on. My stop sign's out. I can see it's flashing in the mirror. Once again, I'm looking in the crossover mirror. I see my big reds are on out front. My crossing gate's out. I have an indicator on the dash telling me they are on. And I will get off and walk around the back of the bus and make sure they were working properly. I'll flip my service door and I'll check my service door. It's opening properly. I can see that my step light is on, and I would step off the bus to check my loading light. So I'm going to start overhead here. I have my overhead mirror. It is secure with no damage. It's adjusted properly for me. I'm checking the rubber seal around this mirror. It is secure with no rips or tears. I have a visor here. Bolts are in place. It is secure and it has no damage. Now I'm looking out my front windshield. I'm making sure that all my crossover mirrors and side mirrors are adjusted properly for me. I'm checking my wiper blades to make sure there's no rips or tears. Now I'm looking at the inside of the windshield. In my side windows, I see no damage. They are secure, and I'll check the rubber seals around all the side windows and front windshield on the inside. Make sure there's no cracks, rips, or tears. Now I'm coming down to my instrument panel. First thing I'm going to look to see, make sure that my instrument panel lights are working. First thing I will check here is my transmission temperature gauge. It's showing about 140 degrees. It's working properly. I would check my water temperature gauge. It should be between 180 and 210, and it's working properly. I'm checking my oil pressure gauge. It's showing about 45 psi. It is working properly. My RPM gauge is working properly. My speedometer and odometer, I will check those once I get out on the road. I am now checking my voltmeter. It should be between 12 and 14. It is working properly. My fuel gauge is working properly. And I'm checking my two air gauges. They're showing 120 psi. They are working properly. Now I'll come and check my steering column. It is secure with no damage. Make sure my tilt wheel's working properly and there's no damage. I have my turn signal arm here. I can see that my left turn signal is working out front. I have an indicator on the dash, and to check the left turn signal, I'd step around back to the bus and look at it. Now I'll do the same with my right turn signal. I can see it blinking in my crossover mirrors. It has an indicator on the dash that is flashing, and also I'd step off the bus and make sure my right turn signal is flashing properly. Also on this same switch, I have a dimmer switch. I can see my headlights changing in the crossover mirrors, and I have a high beam indicator on the dashboard. It's working properly. Now I will check my wipers on low and high. They are working properly. Now I'll check my washer fluid and make sure it's working properly, and it is. Once again, I have an emergency flasher button here. I'll make sure it's working properly. I'll turn them on. I see the emergency flashers flashing in my crossover mirrors. I have the indicators on the dashboard which are flashing, and to check the ones in the back, I would step off the bus and go check them. Now I have a 20-inch steering wheel, and there should be no more than 2 inches of play in a 20-inch steering wheel. And I have a horn. Now what we're getting ready to do now is our brake test. I'm going to do my service brake test. We'll put the bus in drive, release the air brake, get up to about 5 miles an hour and hit the brake. Okay, my service brake's working properly. Now I have to do a brake adjustment test. To do your brake adjustment test, the parking brake is on. You will put your bus in drive. Get the bus up to about 1,500 RPMs. If the bus should move, your brakes need adjustment. My brakes are adjusted properly. Okay, the next thing, put the bus back in neutral. The next thing I have to do is my walk-through alarm. I will turn the bus off and turn the key backwards, and I will walk back. And raise the back door handle to cancel it, and the walk-through alarm's working properly. Now I'm going to go back up here to my driver's seat and buckle back up. I will turn my key from auxiliary over to on. What I'm going to do next is called a lab test. It stands for leaks, alarm, and button. And to set up for it, you got your key turned forward. You release the air brake. I'll hold it here. There we go. And the first thing I'm going to make sure of, I've got at least 90 pounds of pressure in my tanks to perform the lab test. With no brakes applied, I will lose no more than 2 psi per minute. And you will have to hold it for 1 minute. Okay, once that minute's up, I will apply the brake. And I should lose no more than 3 psi per minute. And you will time it for 1 minute. Okay, once you have that done, you'll start pumping your brakes off, and between 60 and 65, your low air alarm should come on. Okay, my low air alarm's working properly. I'm going to continue pumping my brakes off, and between 10 and 40 psi, my parking brake will pop out, the button. And that completes my lab test. I'm going to start the bus up, and then I'll walk through here and finish my walkthrough inspection. Okay, the first thing I'm looking at is the center aisle. I'm making sure it's free of debris and there's nothing there for the children to trip on. As I walk through the bus, I'll be looking at the front of my seats, my light covers, and all my windows to make sure there's no damage. Okay, as I get right here, I come to my first emergency exit window. It is secure with no damage. It's labeled properly emergency window. The instructions are posted. The stickers are secure with no rips or tears. Now when I open this window, there'll be an alarm, and I'll make sure it's working properly. The alarm went off, the window opened properly. I'm going to continue walking through looking at seat covers, my light covers, and windows to make sure there's no damage. I come to my emergency door area. I'm making sure the area is clear of debris. I am making sure that my overhead pad is secure with no damage. Once again, I'll check this inside window and the rubber seal around it for any damage, dry rot, cracks, or tears. It's labeled properly. The stickers are secure with no rips or tears. The handle is secure. There's an alarm on this door, and we'll make sure it works properly from the inside. That door is working properly. Now I'd like to step right back up here for a second. I have an emergency hatch. It is properly labeled emergency exit. The instructions are posted. The stickers have no rips or tears. It's securely latched. And to make sure this works properly, what I would do is unlatch it and shove it up, which you can see it opens properly. I would unlatch it, hit the button, and the hatch would come off. Okay, I'm going to walk on back. I come to my next emergency exit window. It is secure, no damage. Properly labeled emergency exit with the instructions. The stickers are secure with no rips or tears. Now I'll check the alarm on the window and make sure it opens properly. And it is working properly. Okay, I've come back. I'm come to my next emergency exit hatch. It's properly labeled emergency exit. The instructions are posted. The stickers have no rips or tears. And once again, it's latched and secure right now, but I would unlatch it and shove it up to make sure that it comes off. I will open it up to make sure it opens up. And while I'm here, I'm looking right here and I can see that my strobe light is flashing. I can tell it is working properly. I come to the rear of my bus. I'm checking the overhead pad back here to make sure it's secure with no damage. I'm checking all 4 inside windows. They're secure with no damage. I'll check the rubber seal around all 4 windows. They're secure with no damage. And then once again, it's labeled properly emergency door. The instructions are posted. The 2 stickers are secure with no rips or tears. My handle is secure. I will check my handle here, inside handle, make sure the alarm goes off and the door works properly. It's working properly, and then once again, in case I forget it outside, I will make sure to look at the bottom of this door to make sure there's no brown or black spots, which indicate a bad seal that exhaust fumes in. Now as I walk up through the bus, I'll be checking the backs of my seats. I'll be looking at the legs to make sure all the bolts are in place and they are secure. I'm coming up on all my head start belts. I will check these head start belts to make sure they're secure with no rips or tears. Okay, I'm up here at my loading area, my service door area. I'm making sure that these overhead pads are in place, that they are secure with no rips or tears, making sure my service door is secure. Now I have a button here that releases the dump switch, they call it. It releases the air off the door so you can open it manually in case of an accident. And it opens easily. I'll put the air back on the door, make sure it is secure. And the dump switch also has a sticker here with the instructions on it. It is secure with no rips or tears. And I have an insurance card. Now, that's all the pre-trip inspection. We're getting ready to go do school bus stops, loading, unloading, and a railroad crossing. Okay, we're getting ready to do a railroad crossing procedure. I'm using the crosswalk up here at the school as a railroad crossing since we have none. So what I do is I approach the railroad crossing. I will tap my brakes 3 to 5 times. I'm warning the motorist I am stopping. 200 feet away, I will turn on my emergency flashes. I'm scanning my mirrors, make sure traffic's slowing down behind me. I'm going to stop 15 to 50 feet from the nearest railroad track. I will secure my bus, put it in neutral. I will open my window, open my door. I will turn off anything making any noise and request silence from the students. I'm going to scan the tracks to make sure that it is safe to go across the tracks. Once I see it's safe and clear, I will shut my door, my window. I will put the bus in the lowest gear possible. Release the air brake and proceed with caution unless the lights are flashing and the gates are down. I will wait for an attendant to come guide me across the tracks. Or if there is a red light on the other side of the tracks, I'll wait for it to turn green. Now we'll go up here, I'll get turned around and we'll do the school bus stops. The steps up here, I will tap my brakes 3 to 5 times to warn motorists I'm stopping. 150, 200 feet away, I will turn on my big yellows. I will stop 10 feet back from the nearest student. I will set my brake, put my bus in neutral, open my door. I'm scanning to make sure traffic is stopped. Once it's stopped, I will guide the students across on my signal, 10 to 15 feet in front of the bus. Once they are up and loaded, I will close my door, turn off my big reds, put the bus in drive, release the air brakes, scan one more time, and proceed with caution. Now I'm going to turn the bus around and we're going to come back and use the front door as a student drop-off area. Okay. I will be dropping students now off. They'll be on the left here. I'll have 3 students. I'm tapping my brakes 3 to 5 times once again. Warn motorists I'm stopping. 150, 200 feet away. I am turning on my big yellows. I will stop 10 feet back from the nearest bus stop. I will secure my bus, put it in neutral, only flip my door switch one time, which activates my stop sign, big reds, and crossing gate. Once I see it is clear, I will let the 3 students off my bus. I will guide them in front of the bus, 10 to 15 feet in front of the bus. Once they reach the other side, they are clear. And before I take off, I will count the children, and if once you come up missing, I'll sit right here, I'll step off the bus, walk around, make sure the child's not under the bus. Once I see everything's clear, I will shut my door, put my bus in drive, and release the air brake, scan one more time, and proceed with caution. And that's our school bus stops and railroad crossings today.